Hi, let me explain you how to improve your website. First of all, as I told you, you will find many chances of get new orders. Just publishing some videos on YouTube. As you may know, YouTube is the most important videos website in all the world, except in China because it is blocked. So I have my own channel in YouTube. In that site, I used to explain how to use a machine. In specific, in your application, you don't have any machine to explain, but maybe you can explain and show some molds you can produce. For example, many people as me maybe is looking for a mold for a blowing machine like this. Maybe another people is trying to find a model for injecting something like this, or maybe this cap, or maybe this bottle, or maybe this jar, or maybe this cap, or maybe this, and maybe many kind of bottles. So I suggest you have to write a list of all the features are very nice of your company. For example, if you have, let's say this as a sample, if you have this bottle, you may say, okay, we have already produced this kind of bottle. It used, for example, 22 grams of plastic. We have already designed a specific mold for this curve. Or maybe you can explain, you can inject, for example, the total weight of this bottle, and so on. And for example, another example, let me tell you. Okay, we have this. You may say, okay, if you would like to produce a box like this, maybe you can buy it with us. We can design for you the model to inject this. You may say some technical information. For example, to say, okay, the total weight of this box is this any number of grams of plastic. You may show, for example, the mold, and also, for example, you may show the machine. In specific, as you may see in my website, I explain, for example, this is used for this. The use of for example, of the piston is this. This is the piece. This part makes this function. This hopper makes this. And for example, this is this for produce soda. For example, I explain shortly. For example, the inlet of water is right over here. The total quantity of water it has to come inside of the machine. It's, for example, 2 liters per second. It runs over here. You can read the pressure of the equipment in this part, in this device. Again, it runs over here, and the water is mixed with CO2 gas into this tank, and you can control all the process with this panel. So, for example, also I said, for example, this machine works with 202 volts, 60 hertz. So, the main point of this is you have to show the main features of any work you can do. It doesn't matter. You can produce, for example, let's say, for example, let's imagine 3 different bottles. For example, this is just an example. This bottle can be injected. Maybe this bottle can be blown. Or no, also this bottle can be blown. But the cap must be injected. This must be injected, and this must be injected. You have to explain. For example, if you can produce this kind of drink, we can develop for you the bottle. This kind of material must be injected. Otherwise, if you want this kind of bottle, you have to blow it. Maybe for you it's very easy to know what kind of bottle is injected and what kind of bottle is blown. But for a normal person like me, that for example, if I would like to inject let's put it an example. This. If I would like to to inject this, I don't have any idea how to start. Maybe I have the money, but I don't have idea how to start. So as I suggest you, you imagine you are in front a 16 or 17 years old guy, and you have to explain all the process to produce this. You got it? So it doesn't matter. You have to say, you have to make 100 of videos. The success of my business is I make an explanation of every work I do. For example, do you remember when you get for me some capping machines? For example, this. Do you remember? I think you were the first person you helped me to import this machine. So I have several and many customers of this equipment because I explain what is the main function of this equipment. For example, I explain, okay, you have to take this, and then you have to push this, to press it, and then you put it in. Okay, when you got it here, you have to use this with a bottle, and I show how machine works. Also for you, it doesn't matter. You have to explain many times and many things. It doesn't matter. It is the same idea. I have in my YouTube channel around 400 videos. And many people comes into my channel to see how machine works. For example, I have in my YouTube channel around 80,000 views per month. So it means in all the world, 80,000 people is looking at my video. The people looks what I am explaining because people want to see, and people is trying to get some idea how to produce any product. So, for example, I gave you the sample of the bottle, but maybe the use of the machine, and maybe the people is trying to find any clue to determine, for example, how to produce this bottle, and maybe the engineer doesn't have any idea how to do it. If they find you have explaining an idea about how to produce something similar to you will is when you will find the customers. So, for example, I want to explain you something like this. Some time ago I sold a laser cutting machine. I made a video showing how to produce this kind of article. I sell the machine, but to sell the machine I have to explain what can I produce with the machine. In your case, you don't sell machine, but you have to explain what customer can get with your company. So, as I told you at the beginning, if your main market is injecting machine, okay, you have to make some videos about injecting machine and some samples. If your main market is mold for blowing machine, you have to show some molds and some bottles can be producing with you. So you have to focus on the result, not only in the company. You have to focus on what people can get in your company. So that the first step you have to do is to make some videos. The main videos you have to produce is number one, explain and show something of your company. Because many people in Mexico, in USA, in Europe, in all American continent is worried because there are many cheaters in China. So if you make a short video, like the one I will show you, you will see what I'm talking about. Let me turn off the lights. Just wait for a while, please. For example, if I would like to make an introduction about my company, I can say, okay, this is my company. It is located in Mexico. The city name is Pachuca. You may find, and we can develop, for example, some tools for this kind of industry. Also, you can find this kind of articles for electrical industry. Also, you can find this kind of articles of agricultural industry, and so on. Let me turn off the lights. In the case of the machine or equipment, I can explain this. This is my company. In this part, we can offer you many machines to, for example, in this kind, to fill some products. For example, this equipment is made for filling plastic products. Otherwise, if you have another kind of products, you have this filling machine with hose. And I explained, for example, if you have a suction tank, you may put the hose inside the tank and there start blowing. If I would like to express something about this filling machine, I have to express shortly what people will get buying this machine. Also, for you, I know you may have several kind of samples. You have to use a camera like this, and you have to show, okay, this is a bottle, this is an injected bottle. This bottle, the total weight is, for example, 33 grams. This bottle is made with, for example, PP. The producing time of, for example, a 2 cavities mold per shot is around, let me tell you, for example, 1 month, and depending of the complexity, the complex of the bottle, we can spend 2, 3, 4, 1 week more. Also, for example, you have to take something very Chinese. For example, in Mexico, there is not a drink like this. There is no any drink in Mexico with this kind of cup. So you have to take something article very Chinese, because people in other countries will say, oh, okay, this is very nice, I would like to produce it. So you have to make some videos with something not very common in other countries like this. And also you have to make some videos making and showing something so common in all the world. For example, this bottle is very common in USA and Mexico. This bottle is very common in USA, Mexico, Canada, and South America. This bottle is not very common in Mexico. This is very common in USA, Canada, and Mexico. And you have to express in every video, and many videos, what customer will get with your company. It is not useful if you show only mold and machine and company. No, that kind of videos must be just a few. You have to make several, at least 2 or 3 different videos per week about all the rest of the products can be produced with you. Also, you can write. You can visit me. This is the address of my company, and that's all. But also, you can write. We can understand Spanish, and people who send you an inquiry in Spanish, you can send it to me, and I will translate it for you. And also, for example, let me show you here. This is my office. When customers come here, they don't see only a desk, a chair, a chair. People doesn't see just that. People see all the numbers. People see my maps. People see all my work. And you have to show in your video not only wall, desk, chairs. You have to show your company is real. When customers go here to my office, they see, oh my God, this is a real company. Because they see a lot of work here. And it helps me to sell. So, people doesn't know if you are real or not. So you have to show all the samples you can produce. Because people will say, oh, Susie has 100, 200, 300, 50, 80, 91, any kind of numbers of video uploaded on YouTube, and they will say, okay, this is not a small company. This is a big company because they upload many information. And they show this bottle, this bottle, this bottle, this, and all the products you can show. So it doesn't matter you only have this sample. You may show the sample and another kind of mold. You can show several articles, for example, a chair, a table, a bottle, a handle, and I don't know, many things. For example, something like this. Let me show you this. For example, you may say, okay, do you know this product? This product is for cuting. This is a sewing article. So, if you want to produce this, you need to inject a plastic. What kind of plastic? It can be recycled plastic. It must be, for example, new plastic. And you have to explain. I can provide to you this, the plastic part. You may take another articles like this. For example, the cat, the Darth Vader, the telephone, the calculator, the computer, what else? For example, this tube. For example, a trash can like this. You may explain, okay, this is an article you can inject. For example, this is a trash can. If you would like to produce this, you need 1 mold for cup, 2 mold for container, 1 mold for handle, 1 mold for wheels. And you may offer ideas how to produce this article. It doesn't matter customer is not looking for something like this or not. Maybe you may find one customer that is looking for how to produce a trash can like this, but maybe they want to produce this, but he